Some people are not standing still because they lack intelligence. They are not struggling because they lack talent. They are not watching opportunities pass because heaven has forgotten them. Many are moving in circles because something within them has never been brought into proper order. Until you recognize the pattern, you will continue fighting symptoms while ignoring the real issue. You will blame people when the battle is within your habits. You will accuse circumstances when your vision has become clouded. You will pray for doors to open while refusing to become the person who can walk through them. Every cycle carries a lesson. Every delay asks a question. Every repeated setback invites examination. The Creator does not design human beings to wander without direction. He created humanity with purpose, wisdom, responsibility, and the ability to steward what has been entrusted to them. Yet many spend years exhausted not because purpose has disappeared, but because they have drifted away from the principles that sustain it. Today, every excuse must fall. Every distraction must lose its influence. Every false limitation must be challenged. This is not a message about fear. This is a call to alignment. It is a summons to rediscover the discipline, wisdom, and clarity that transform potential into purpose. If you have ever wondered why progress seems slower than it should be, if you have watched others move forward while you remain trapped in familiar cycles, then listen carefully, because what you recognize today may become the turning point that changes the direction of your entire future. Purpose is one of the greatest gifts entrusted to humanity, but purpose is never separated from principles. A destination without direction produces frustration. Vision without discipline produces disappointment. Desire without preparation produces delay. The Creator's purpose does not vanish because circumstances become difficult. Rather, people often drift from the habits, priorities, and character required to fulfill that purpose. Spiritual alignment is not merely speaking about faith. It is living according to truth with consistency, integrity, humility, and wisdom. Misalignment often begins quietly. A neglected responsibility today becomes a missed opportunity tomorrow. A compromised priority this month becomes confusion next year. Fear slowly replaces courage. Comfort slowly replaces growth. Distraction slowly replaces focus. Before long, people wonder why their lives feel stagnant, not realizing that the greatest battle is often not external opposition, but internal disorder. Kingdom living requires order. It requires knowing who you are, understanding why you exist, and arranging your life around that purpose rather than around temporary emotions or passing circumstances. When your priorities return to their proper place, clarity begins to replace confusion, and progress becomes the natural result of faithful stewardship. The first sign that deeper alignment is needed is that you repeatedly start important assignments but rarely finish them. Inspiration comes quickly, but endurance disappears just as fast. You begin businesses, studies, ministries, relationships, and personal goals with excitement, yet somewhere along the journey your commitment fades. The kingdom rewards faithfulness more than excitement. Anyone can begin with enthusiasm, but maturity is revealed by consistency. Great destinies are not built by dramatic moments alone. They are built by ordinary acts of discipline repeated faithfully over time. Every unfinished assignment weakens confidence because it teaches the mind to expect abandonment instead of completion. Consistency is not glamorous, but it is powerful. Progress belongs to those who remain faithful when emotions fluctuate. Every completed responsibility strengthens character. Every kept commitment develops trust. Every disciplined decision prepares you for greater responsibility. The question is not whether you possess potential. The question is whether your habits are strong enough to carry the weight of your purpose. The second sign appears when opportunities arrive, but preparation is absent. Doors open, conversations happen, invitations come, yet you feel unready each time. Many people pray constantly for opportunity while neglecting preparation. Opportunity does not create greatness, it reveals it. The season before the opportunity is where character is developed, knowledge is acquired, skills are refined, and wisdom is cultivated. Preparation is an act of faith because it demonstrates confidence that future responsibility will come. Waiting should never become wasted time. Every day is preparation for tomorrow's assignment. Read when nobody is watching. Practice when nobody applauds. Build integrity when no reward is visible. When preparation and opportunity finally meet, what others call sudden success is often the result of years of unseen discipline. The third sign is constant distraction from your true assignment. Activity increases, but meaningful progress decreases. You become busy solving problems that were never yours to solve. You spend energy maintaining appearances while neglecting the work that truly matters. Busyness is not the same as purpose. Motion is not the same as progress. Many lives become crowded with urgent matters, while the important calling quietly waits in the background. Kingdom wisdom teaches the value of discernment. Every opportunity deserves evaluation, not automatic acceptance. Every invitation is not your assignment. Every battle is not your responsibility. Focus is one of the greatest expressions of wisdom because it protects purpose from unnecessary interruption. The disciplined mind learns to distinguish between what is merely good and what is genuinely necessary. The fourth sign emerges whenever you approach meaningful growth. Just as momentum begins to build, your peace becomes unsettled. Doubt whispers louder, old fears return, discouragement increases. This does not mean you should surrender to anxiety or interpret every difficulty as something mystical. Rather, growth often stretches us beyond familiar routines. New responsibilities expose weaknesses that require maturity, patience, and courage. Resistance frequently accompanies transformation because every meaningful change demands that old habits give way to new ones. The answer is not panic, but perseverance. Peace grows stronger when it is rooted in trust, wisdom, and disciplined action rather than in perfect circumstances. Continue moving with clarity. Continue acting with integrity. Continue developing character. Lasting breakthroughs are usually built through steady obedience rather than dramatic moments. The fifth sign is the painful repetition of unhealthy patterns. Different seasons arrive, different environments appear, different people enter your life, yet the same mistakes continue repeating themselves. New surroundings cannot produce lasting change if old thinking remains unchanged. Transformation begins within. The mind must be renewed before behavior becomes consistently different. Every repeated reaction reveals an underlying belief. Every destructive pattern points toward a lesson that has not yet been fully embraced. Growth requires honest self-examination. It requires the humility to admit that change begins with personal responsibility. Kingdom maturity is never about blaming circumstances alone. It asks difficult questions. What habits keep delaying progress? What beliefs continue limiting vision? What priorities require adjustment? Honest reflection is not condemnation. It is the doorway to lasting freedom because truth exposes what excuses always hide. The sixth sign is perhaps the most dangerous because it rarely announces itself loudly. You have slowly become comfortable living beneath your calling. Dreams that once inspired you now seem unrealistic. Standards that once guided you have quietly been lowered. You have accepted survival when you were created to pursue significance through faithful service and excellence. Comfort is not always peace. Sometimes comfort is simply the absence of challenge. Settling for less slowly convinces people that they are incapable of greater responsibility, yet the Creator did not place gifts within you merely to exist unnoticed. Every ability entrusted to you carries responsibility. Every talent invites stewardship. Every opportunity calls for growth. Refusing to develop what has been entrusted to you limits not only your own progress, but also your ability to benefit others. Do not confuse familiarity with destiny. Do not mistake convenience for purpose. The greatest obstacle is often not opposition, but resignation. The moment you accept less than what disciplined obedience requires, your vision begins shrinking to match your comfort. Raise your standards again. Expand your expectations through faithful effort. Refuse to negotiate away the future for temporary ease. Greatness is rarely comfortable, but it is deeply meaningful because it reflects faithful stewardship of what has been entrusted to you. The seventh sign is that you have stopped expecting greater things. Hope has quietly faded. You no longer dream boldly. You perform responsibilities mechanically without anticipation or vision. Hopelessness does not always appear as sadness. Sometimes it appears as indifference. The future begins to look exactly like the past because imagination has become imprisoned by disappointment. Yet vision is essential for purposeful living. Every significant achievement begins as a picture held within the heart before it becomes visible in reality. Hope fuels perseverance. Vision strengthens endurance. Expectation energizes discipline. Without expectation, people gradually stop preparing for tomorrow because they no longer believe tomorrow can become different. Restore your expectation through gratitude, learning, wise counsel, and renewed commitment. Refuse to allow past disappointments to define future possibilities. Why do these patterns continue? Because small compromises rarely remain small. Every neglected responsibility creates another opportunity for delay. Repeated fear gradually becomes habitual hesitation. Unclear priorities scatter energy across countless distractions. Lack of discipline weakens momentum until progress slows almost unnoticed. Yet the opposite is equally true. Small acts of obedience accumulate into remarkable transformation. Daily discipline strengthens confidence. Clear priorities simplify decision-making. Honest self-examination produces wisdom. Order restores momentum. Consistency develops credibility. Lasting change seldom arrives through a single emotional experience. It grows through repeated faithful choices that align daily living with enduring principles. Kingdom order is practical. It influences how you think, how you speak, how you manage time, how you treat people, how you respond to adversity, and how faithfully you develop the gifts entrusted to you. So how do you break the cycle? Begin by renewing your thinking every day. Refuse beliefs that diminish your identity or excuse unhealthy habits. Replace confusion with truth and purpose. Strengthen your daily prayer, not as a ritual of empty words, but as a disciplined practice of seeking wisdom, humility, gratitude, and guidance. Guard your environment carefully. The voices you consistently hear eventually influence the direction you consistently travel. Surround yourself with people who encourage integrity, responsibility, learning, and growth. Develop unwavering consistency. Small, faithful actions practiced daily will always outperform occasional bursts of motivation. Walk in obedience even when immediate results remain invisible. Obedience shapes character before it changes circumstances. Reclaim your vision by writing it clearly, reviewing it regularly, and aligning your daily decisions with it. Finally, speak with authority instead of fear. Your words should reflect conviction, responsibility, hope, and trust. Speak life over your discipline. Speak wisdom over your decisions. Speak courage over your future. Let your confession agree with your commitment, and let your commitment agree with your purpose. Every cycle of delay is broken. My purpose is clear. My mind is renewed. My vision is restored. Every distraction loses its influence. Every unhealthy pattern gives way to discipline. Every compromise is replaced with integrity. Every fear is overcome by wisdom and courage. I will no longer settle beneath my calling. I will prepare with excellence. I will walk with consistency. I will guard my priorities. I will strengthen my character. I will steward every gift entrusted to me. I will move with clarity. I will lead with humility. I will speak with authority. I will act with discipline. My future will not be controlled by yesterday's failures. My purpose will not be postponed by today's distractions. My life will reflect wisdom, responsibility, faithfulness, and kingdom order. I move forward with courage. I move forward with vision. I move forward with purpose. I move forward with unwavering discipline. I move forward in divine order. I move forward now.